What's going on, family? It's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, Lucky Murray, back with another Gamecock news update. And last week, Shane Beamer had a press conference. And with the press conference, he spoke about walk-ons and the importance of having walk-ons and how he's going to use walk-ons to fill out his roster in the upcoming years at South Carolina. But before I go any further, if you love the content of this video, hit the subscribe button and also notification bell. Notification bell will let you know that every time I drop a video. But he recently spoke about a walk-on as a reporter had a question about walk-ons. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that video real quick and I'm going to come back and I'm going to give you my thoughts on how walk-ons can help shape South Carolina football future. Let's get into this, man.
Jan, I think naturally, fans, whether it's today's signing day period or you go back to December, they think about the 5 stars, the 4 stars and 3 stars. But for you in particular, it seems like you've focused a lot on the preferred walk-ons, especially the guys here at home. When you think of a guy like Nathan Harris-Waynick and some of these other guys that you have took on from South Carolina, outside of fit and talent, what are some of the other things as a head coach you're looking for in a preferred walk-on? And, how did some of these guys that you did bring to South Carolina, how did that kind of fit the bill?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's guys that want to be at Carolina for all the right reasons. The education you get here, the football program, and guys that are hungry to be here. So you're certainly looking for that. I mean, you've got to have a skill set where you can legitimately play football at the Division I level. At the SEC level, and I feel like these guys that we've got joining our program certainly I know they certainly can, and then beyond that, it's just the character and just the want to, and honestly, Mike, I mean, I saw a lot of that with my dad at Virginia Tech. Just guys, Cam Chancellor is an example. I mean, Cam didn't walk on, but Cam was a guy I think that Virginia Tech had to beat James Madison for, I think, in recruiting, but he was a guy that was hungry and got in there with an amazing work ethic and turned himself into a player of the year and all-pro and all that stuff that Cam was with the Seahawks, just to use that example. But I think there's so many examples here of guys that get in here. We're going to develop them. And I think in this state, there's a lot of players like that maybe fall through the cracks that are overlooked in the recruiting process for different reasons, where you're able to get them in here, develop them, and then turn them into great players. And it's what I want this program to be about, the team, us being unselfish.
As you can see, Shane Beamer really likes walk-ons. And there's a lot of local talent that he's giving scholarships to. Not scholarships, excuse me, preferred walk-ons. But you may be asking, what exactly is a walk-on? I'm glad you asked. So in the lamest terms, being a college walk-on simply means you are on the college team and receive no form of athletic financial aid, athletic scholarships. So basically, you do everything with the team. You may even travel with the team. But as far as paying for your school, the team does not pay for your schooling at first. Now, can you earn a scholarship? Absolutely. But you're taking the risk to say that, hey, look, I know it's a long shot for me actually playing here, but I'm going to try to walk on and try to see if I can earn a scholarship. Famous walk-ons that came in and walked on. Baker Mayfield, Texas Tech. We had J.J. Watt at Wisconsin. We had Clay Matthews at UCLA. We also had Stephen Gronkowski. I'm tearing his name up. The famous kicker from New England. So, Baker Mayfield was the number 1 recruit. Out of Texas Tech, he transferred to Oklahoma and has done his thing. We all know what J.J. Watt has done. So, just because you start off as a walk-on does not mean that you can't make big contribution to your team. And the thing that I love about this is the fact that I love when players bet on themselves. And here's why. When a player bets on himself, he was like, hey, look, I know I had some smaller schools that I could have went to, but I know my talent. I know if I have and if I get the opportunity to make something out of it, I'm going to blow this opportunity, slam out the water. And he gave it an example of the special teams captain, Shane Beamer, who he was with Stephon Gilmore, Antonio Allen, two great defensive players, and then Blake Baxley, who was a heck of a walk-on, and he covered kickoffs. Now, a lot of people are like, what is kickoffs? Think about it. If your opportunity is simply kickoff and that's your job, you need to do it at 100% because you never know when you are called on. And Blake simply made a great play to help us win against the number one team at the time, Alabama, in the 2010 game. Y'all remember that. I remember that as well because as soon as we beat as soon as we beat Alabama, 5 points was jumping, and I was among the people at 5 points celebrating the number one win. But I think that players should understand that, look, man, if a coach is willing to give you a shot as a preferred walk-on, you can earn a scholarship and then may even earn a spot on the team because let's look at it. Do we have talent on our team? Yes. But is it a lot of talent? I don't think it's a lot of talent. I don't think that we're a bad team. But the difference between a 6-win and an 8, 9, 10-win team is talent alone. You can win 6 games and not be a very talented team. You could just be coached very well and happen to win some games. I think that playmakers need to come, all shapes, form, and size, whether that is a high school kid that's graduated and coming into the program, whether that's somebody who wants another opportunity that entered the transfer portal, a JUCO player, or a preferred walk-on, somebody who looks at South Carolina like I'm committed to South Carolina and I'm going to work my butt off to get my opportunity because I believe that every single body has an opportunity and whether and what you do with it or not depends solely on what you can do. So I like this a lot, man, and I think that I'm looking forward to seeing some of these walk-ons actually becoming scholarship players and actually doing great things for South Carolina in the near future. And heck, look at this. J.J. Watt is a Hall of Famer. He started off his collegiate career as a walk-on. So if J.J. Watt can do it, a lot of these young men that are coming up can do it as well. So let me know what you think about walk-ons. Do you think that that's an added element that we need to cherish and really pump some resources into to really get the most out of the players that come in South Carolina? Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. But again, it's the entertainer, the motivator, the educator, and please don't forget all three. Lucky Murray back with another Gamecock news update, and Shane Beamer is high on walk-ons. I am too because I believe it's an opportunity for young men or women, but we're talking about football, for young people to really bet on themselves, and ultimately win. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. But until next time, people.